Hurry, younglings. You have proved to be the top of your class. And so now is the time of the gathering.
Hey, I'm Dave Filoni, Supervising Director of Star Wars The Clone Wars, and I'm here to talk about The Gathering, the first part of the story arc involving the Jedi younglings and their adventure where they try to find lightsaber crystals on the snowy planet of Ilum. The writers and I were all very excited when George said we were going to tell this story. There had been other depictions of Jedi going to get their lightsaber crystals, and always it was on the planet Ilum where they found these crystals. So we knew the setting was going to be this ice planet. We knew that it was going to be a bit different than we had seen the caves of Ilum portrayed in the past. It's one of those times where we cut to a definitive source or a definitive origin of Ilum and finding a lightsaber crystal, because we're sitting there around the table with George Lucas and we're beating out how he imagined this and how he envisioned it, pretty much probably for the very first time.
Protect others. How does a Jedi? Build your own lightsaber, you shall. But first, harvest your crystal. Each one of you must.
An interesting moment for me was when I saw the deleted scene of Luke Skywalker assembling his lightsaber in the deleted scene of Return of the Jedi. I remember I was actually at Celebration 5, and that was the first time I had ever seen that footage. The place went crazy. It did create kind of an interesting difference in the way that we did it on the show, which is that it's when you finally see the lightsabers being created, it's a very peaceful moment of meditation between the youngling and the Force and this crystal and all these pieces. It was immensely exciting to think of these kids and to think of how kids were going to react while watching it. So we wanted to have these kids be very authentic and feel like kids, and we wanted to have a nice little mixed bag of them. From Gnodi, the little Rhodian with her kind of floppy mohawked hair. She gets overwhelmed. She has to center herself. Too many problems, too many questions, too many answers. The Wookiee, Gunji, Wookiee we think so strong, but with that strength maybe comes a lot of impatience. Biff, the Ithorian, just perceives things in his mind and becomes afraid, but realizes later there's really nothing to be afraid of. Petro, who's kind of a little more classic Padawan, kind of the kid that thinks that he already knows better and doesn't need to listen. Zat, we got a little baby Kifisto in there. He has to overcome that reliance on technology. So Zat's pretty relevant. So each youngling has something they need to overcome, something they need to learn. Beyond anything else that we wanted to accomplish, I said, I really want these to be like a new hope. These are classic Star Wars tales because they have the magic, they have the pace, the sense of adventure. And as you see from The Gathering, as the arc kind of unfolds, I think you will find that sensibility of, wow, this reminds me of Star Wars when I was a kid. This reminds me of what I felt and an adventure that I very much wanted to see when I was a kid. It's turned out to be one of the best things I think we've gotten to do.
Enter the crystal cave. You must trust yourself, trust each other, and succeed. You will.